Hello, and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't play test games, we stress test them, and our forever GM, Ian Servas. My name is John Baldisberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Ian Servas.
I'm Mr. Pascu.
My friends, I spent the weekend at a magical place called KillerCon.
I hear it's the happiest place on earth.
It's definitely the happiest place for John. I was showing some coworkers some pictures, and a coworker said,
What
"John,"
kind of pictures?
just from the con, just
Exciting photos
panels, and candid chats.
Late night
Pants
in
on
the
or
hotel room.
But no, I didn't take any pictures from the room because I don't want anyone to get arrested.
So whoever else it was that took the photos, hit us up.
Yeah.
Interested?
We're very interested. Yes.
That's Nick. You can ask him directly. Anyway, my coworker said, "John, I've never seen you look that happy before." And I was like, "Well, you see me at work, not at like KillerCon." So I don't know what to fucking tell you, brother.
I love that. I'm
Um,
trying to think if anyone at my job has ever seen me smile, and I'm not sure they have.
Probably not. But I,
What the
I
fuck
was
is
trying
there
to
to
show
smile about at
Charles,
work?
I'm wearing my Baphomet shirt
Yeah.
because I spent the weekend hanging out with Joe Garcia of FastCustomShirts.com, and I'm plugging him because not only does he make all the KillerCon shirts and horror shirts, he also makes the Madness Heart Games shirt and the Madness Heart Press shirt and the Broken Nail shirt and the All Men Are Trash shirt. So like,
Not all
and-
men.
I will
The shirt that
come
got me
through this
banned
screen
from
and
Facebook
slap you.
forever.
But I say that he will probably eventually also be making the Wandering Monster shirts. It's been a crazy time. During this time, Madness Heart Games has also been running its very first Kickstarter, which managed to fund at 340%, which is crazy and wackadoo. But that said, we are not even done yet, my friends. We are still smack dab in the middle of Zine Quest, and the four of us are still involved in like not only zines that we have run and shown you already, but even more. So
I think I'm involved in like 7 zines. I think I'm editing 7 zines.
So look at us as the poor, broken fools that we are, run ragged and haggard by our love and dedication to providing you, the viewer, the best content we possibly can. And tonight, in order to fuel ourselves in this endeavor, we're doing a whole lot of cocaine. We are just going to be chock-a-block full, or chock-a-crock, as the case may be, full of cocaine, as we play Coke and Gators, the Gonzo story of Florida Man, as told the only way it possibly can be through TROIKA. I'm pretty excited. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ian, I believe this is one of the first games you pitched to us when you joined our little family. That you're like, hey,
Maybe.
I would like to play this game.
I wouldn't be surprised because I was excited that during one of Exalted Funeral's big blowouts, I was like, I can buy all the things that I've wanted. So I definitely bought a copy of Cocaine and Alligators. And of course, we are, as a plug for people who are watching live, we actually do have the author in the chat stream for all of your cocaine and or alligator related questioning. So thank you, Jeremy, for joining us on this wild journey through your brain.
And
But
I'll
yes.
say this much. I'll say this much about cocaine and alligators. First of all,
I've
this
never
was a
stored
game
at alligators.
This was a game that was an instant yes for me. Like I didn't even
Same.
have to hear like even a description. I was just like I heard the name and I was like yes, because as you can probably tell by the name and by John's casual mention of the legendary Florida Man, This is a highly Florida-centric RPG. Although I will say that the most Florida story I ever read involved a drug dealer who was guarding his large supplies of unmarked cash with an actual attack gator, and also had a stripper pole in the same house. And I was like, that's fucking Florida right there. Like, I got a gator to
That's
guard
a
my
beautiful
cash,
thing.
got the stripper pole out there, yeah.
So,
It's-
two things. First of all, if you hear us play and you think this game sounds cool, but I'm not sure, I just want to point out the last 2 pages of the book have, I want to say, 6 words of text. Write some shit here too. And
the pages are just question marks, like the pagination.
the final table of the book cinched it. Like, I went, as soon as I saw this in the PDF, I was like, well, I have to buy it. Is a bunch of loser ass pigs show up with a description. Fuck the police.
You can't spoil the module.
I'm not going to read anything on the chart. I just want to point out that this creator is near and dear to my heart in his views. The other thing I want to mention real quick is, I, as a publisher, we work with and represent a lot of authors from Florida. Doug Ford, Alex Gonzalez, and I just want to say to all of our listeners in Florida and all of our authors and friends from Florida that everything in this book is absolutely true. We mean every single word.
We stand by
it.
it. We stand by it, man.
Yeah, faux show.
Hulk Hogan lives there. Come on.
With that, I'm going to take us over to the gameplay screen, and Ian, you can roll us right into it.
Absolutely. It's actually funny that Charles prefaced this with, there were no hesitations, because I thoroughly, to each person, I was like, hey, content warning, trigger warning. My background, having been in mental health services and also taking a focus in addictions, I was initially like, is this okay to broadcast? And everyone was like, yes, why are you worrying? So I guess as a preface to the preface, I invite people to understand that we have long-stated safety tools, and that we, of course, are not making light of anybody that has any challenges with addictions, or nor are we demeaning anyone that fits the archetype of a Florida man. But really, we are celebrating part of the integral culture to Florida that Floridians themselves venerate. That is the mythical Florida man. So
at KillerCon, I did pay Nicholas Robinson $4 to look Doug Ford in his Fordian face and tell him to go fuck himself. But that's neither here nor there.
I'm so curious, because now I just noticed in our chat we literally have someone that is Florida 666 man.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
By the way, like this show is a it is a conversation with our listeners, but also keep in mind that we do this shit for fun, and that the eject button is as close as clicking the X, or if you like what we're doing, let us know.
Smash that bell.
It's gonna say, give us Bezo bucks by hitting subscribe. If you've got Amazon Prime, hitting the subscribe button just gives us free money out of.
But there will be cocaine, there will be alligators, and content warning is duly issued. Now, let us carry forward.
Ian's point, if you don't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free subscription to Twitch where you can subscribe to one person free of charge. It doesn't take any more money out of your bank account. It literally, a small robot goes to Jeff Bezos' house, steals money from him, and then puts it in our bank account. So
he was just going to waste it on some young person's blood anyway. We're going to waste it on like
cocaine,
just as much blood as we can get.
I'm trying to point to the subscribe button. We've got that lag, and I'm like, it's mirrored. But yes, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, because the Florida government are sending their bots out to downvote our videos, and you can't have that.
Jeff Bezos hired them to do it.
And one unrelated segue, because that's normally like John's thing, but I will co-opt this. If you have HBO or some other streaming service, if you haven't seen Teenage Euthanasia, it is a very weird Adult Swim style stream of consciousness, weird gonzo show, but it is literally the epitome of Florida Man, the show. Oh, there's only one season made, but it is literally set in Florida, and it very seamlessly weaves in a ton of Florida tropes. So if you like Florida Man stuff, that's also a fun thing. And we will make sure to post the links so that you can buy a copy of Florida Man either in PDF form from Itch, or you can also get it in PDF and print form. And I just assume that Jeremy gets more money if you buy the PDF only through.
I am playing the distinguished Alexander Lee Gator. You can call me Al or Al Lee or Mr. Gator or Lee Gator or Al Lee Gator, or as my mother did, you can call me you son of a bitch. I am, as you may have guessed, an alligator. But I am not just any alligator, my friends. No. I have a rad pair of Ray-Bans. Now, you may be wondering where an alligator got some Ray-Bans, and I will tell you. There were a group of young men who were dealing in falsified Ray-Bans, and their little scuttle happened to tip over, and I was able to get one of their pair. If you need to know what it is that I am good at, well, I am an alligator wearing sunglasses, and I feel that really says everything you need to know about my who, what's, and where's, friends.
What am I good at? Chomping, chilling.
Also partying. Have you seen these glasses?
I can respect that. I understand that truly. But as someone who knows nature as deeply as I do, I can respect the party gator. That is definitely the case here. I am Ralph Haxton. I am a swamp ape investigator. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, they all look. Okay, I'm gonna have to break character here. First of all, the Yeti is only 4 feet tall. It may have actually existed, but is definitely extinct now. Not that I happen to like cryptozoology a lot. I know Bigfoot's not real, but I want him to be. The Yeti is not a part of this list. And a Hazelbean. So Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and the skunk-ape are definitely all related, and they're all over the world, and it's my job to find them. I've tracked down Bigfoot once. We had a powwow up in the Northern Territory, so I'm an expert. No, I don't have photos. My camera only takes blurry photos. I also got 2 sticks. I knocked together to call the ape.
I really like that when I saw last podcast on the left live in Chicago that they had a whole bit about the skunk ape. So I have learned so much about the skunk ape from LPOTL or something like that. Absolutely. So you're going to be our resident skunk ape expert for the evening, though, Charles.
Why does Bernard get to be the skunk ape expert when I'm the one playing?
I know I should have said Paschke, but you are a Charles, so
not
Charles
from the
here.
hours of 8:30 Central Time to 11 something.
I gotta say that it sort of tickles me pink that all of us rural motherfuckers are putting on accents to play rural motherfuckers. I really do think that's pretty neat.
One thing I will say is like that accent is the same in. I've lived in Utah, Arkansas, Oklahoma. I've been to Florida. I lived for a brief period in like the DFW area. Like, I mean, it's this fucking like there are minor variations. Like in New Orleans, for example, you have kind of an OI sound. Like they won't just say like it's a purpose. They'll say like it's purpose, which is kind of cool. But
it's because it's a port city.
Yeah. And all port cities say oi, I guess. Oi. Yeah, like, and I will say that while he may be just a skunk ape expert, he's also my skunk ape expert witness. And the party gator is also an expert witness that I've called upon before in the
Party
legislature.
gator can relate, I believe.
I will say, Charles, that this accent
It was the House Committee on the
doesn't sound
Environment.
anything like the Texas accent.
It was the Environmental Committee. I called on both of them to testify.
You saw a gator with sunglasses one day, and you're like, him. He needs to be on the head of the environmental. He needs to be the
That
chairman.
gator seems like he's got his head together.
That I
He'll
do,
be
sir.
hip with the kids.
That I do.
So, for people who aren't familiar, we're going to be playing this in Troika, and you might have seen that we previously did a live stream of Metagorgus, which was our first live play of the Troika system. So, we're definitely excited. We're armed to the teeth with D6, and we are rearing
Is that
to
our
go.
first Troika?
Metagorgos was
No, we played-
Yazabos?
the ruinous palace of Metagorgos was the first time we played Troika.
Okay. See, so what's happening in my brain is that I'm remembering when I did then when we did a bunch of like online games for a online convention where we played Troika.
Did you
So,
play it
like,
through my through the
Yeah,
core
the-
module, the Black Manger and Thistle?
It was at Murder HoboCon. I think
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah, so I was
hooked
like,
up
no,
on
we
a-
played it
a Troika
before,
date.
but no one else gets
Yeah.
to see that.
That's true, which is a fun. That's definitely one of the most fun like base modules in a book. Is that so? If you don't have a copy of Troika, you need to get a copy of Troika.
It's
So-
also a beautiful book.
It
Yeah.
is. So, Cocaine and Alligators is the supplement to that, in which it kind of takes place in its own sphere. If you're familiar with like AD&D and like pocket planes and whatnot, so the game itself takes place in the self-titular Florida Man sphere. Separate,
If I may,
yes.
there's the manosphere, and then there's the Florida manosphere. We are not part of the manosphere whatsoever. We are, however, tonight visiting the Florida manosphere.
It is close to the Manatee sphere, but
Yeah.
just a little bit off.
I almost played the Manatee Rider. Almost.
And that is a challenge. So the benefit of getting a copy of Cocaine and Alligators is that it gives you a ton of different character archetypes that you can play as well as a flavor of what you want to do with this realm, and then a nice skeleton for a improv adventure, which we are going to be hopping into. So after our players here have introduced themselves, all of them have relationship to one another. You kind of heard their story of how they may be on some committees, perhaps there's some bribes going back and forth from the Satanic Senator. But everyone definitely has an interest in the mythos of this realm, and there's no one who's quite this occult expert as Ralph Haxton, the swamp or skunk-ape investigator at large. And so all of you have a particular reason of why you want to hunt down this mythical creature, and that's kind of what you've brought you together through many of some of the seedy underdealings of Ronald, the senator. You've learned that there's been a skunk-ape sighting somewhere just outside Mouse World. So, scraping together various odds and ends of funds, you combined some resources to get a timeshare that's in the seedy part of town, not too terribly far from Mouse World, that you can possibly spy or at least do some surveillance upon the skunk-ape. The timeshare itself is pretty worn down. You can see that it's one of those places that they really sell by having great pictures, but when you finally show up in person with your suitcase in hand, it's just basically a dump. You can see there's lots of snowbirds around, and you can actually see a picture of what a snowbird looks like on the screen. It's a horrible worm-like creature that carries itself around, feeding upon the young like a pariah. And it's a pretty gnarly creature. So you're basically in this timeshare with no other real people except a whole gaggle full of these Karen-y worms, and you find yourselves on the third floor, overlooking kind of a balcony into a non-skim swimming pool, and you're checking in to your timeshare. Anybody want to do anything on the outside before taking this pretty grubby skeleton key and letting yourself in?
I'm fully in like undercover senator disguise, so I've got like the baseball hat over the graying hair and the big, reflective sunglasses and the not at all suspicious trench coat, even though it's like 105 degrees outside. But I do take time to jerk a thumb at one of the very leech-like snowbirds and go like, "Well, obviously this hotel sucks," and that's the conclusion of my comedy bit.
I want to point out that anytime we talk, I do refer to the senator as senator.
As is right and proper.
Well, I think that we ought to make a. I say we all make a plan or some sort.
I hope whenever you hiss like that, it's just because you're like swallowing a whole chicken live, and it's like working its way down, like, or like a small child, a dog, like something like that.
I have bad news for you. They're not snakes. That stuff doesn't go down whole.
No, they are ripped asunder.
Yes.
Death roll.
I'll do this to let you know I'm death rolling.
Yeah.
So no, I just gators hiss a lot. Anyway, we all make some sort of plan because, my thinking, if an hour skunk ape, right?
I might just be a simple country gator, but like snap your suspenders.
But if I were the skunk ape, I would not want to be where these motherfucking tourists is. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You say that one of these like leechy snowbirds turns like this lamprey like mouth, clicking its teeth, and crumps as best it can without shoulders, and then just like squirms away, lugging its luggage behind it.
Yeah, Al just hisses, like, thrashes his tail a bit.
I feel like we should take just 1 second to explain for our non-Florida acquainted people that snowbird is Florida slang for tourists who come during the cold season of their state or region of the world to enjoy Florida's extremely mild weather.
Baby boomers,
and then leave when it starts to get hot.
Yeah.
There's an overlap with parrot heads. The species are different, but
a snowbird can become a parrot head if they spend too much time at Margaritaville.
More than 1 year out to Florida, you pretty much got yourself a Jarif.
Someday, together, they will all find that shaker of salt.
That's right.
So,
I say we defer to our expert, our skunk ape expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
skunkbird.
All of a sudden, like you wanted to form a plan, come talk to me about it. Obviously, we should have thought this through before we came down here. It's a little late in the game for us to be now formulating a plan. So what you're really going to have to do is follow my lead on it. I have 2 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts in the back of my car. Do I have time?
Let's say yes.
Let's say you had to get there somewhere. Although the one person that has drive skill is Owl. So imagining like Owl is like one scaly arm out. You know,
I drive everywhere on a what are they called? The ones with the
jacked up pickup truck or a 4x4, or no, you're thinking of like a hovercraft.
Yeah, I have a hovercraft that I have duct taped a ski-doo to which I have like bolted on some like Tonka truck wheels, and that's what I drive everywhere.
And we're rolling coal in this bitch.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, am I hearing that you do want to go ahead and check into your timeshare, or are you setting up some type of perimeter or something?
Well, I was going to allow them to know about the plan on how to track the skunk ape, as I am the expert, and I thought that's where we finally were.
Of course.
Well, I needed to know if I had a car or if my 2 dozen Christmas Creed donuts are in Big Al's trunk.
There used to be a discount store down the street from me called Big Al's, and their logo was an alligator in like a Hawaiian shirt. Now it's a fancy restaurant because it got gentrified. But that's not
Florida man, it's not just an airboat. It's an airboat with a ski-doo duct tape to it.
Yeah,
show some respect.
And big ass wheels. Does it have a trunk though?
Holy fuck.
Let's say yes for the sake of argument.
I don't think the good people watching our adventure are gonna want to watch us check into a timeshare, check out how clean the bathrooms are. I just don't think that's much excited.
We kick open the timeshare door.
All right. When you do that, the hinges fall right off because the maintenance hasn't really been done. And so imagine if the senator's like holding the key very stiffly and rigidly, and you just like swamp a expert just like kick in the door with a what is your like your Serena Williams?
What's your key eye?
Yeah.
See, normally a skunk ape would do this once. Now we're in. Right. Surprise!
So you hook yourself right into the timeshare, and when you do that, a cloud of dust billows outward. There's shag carpeting that is probably the grandparent of all the other shag carpeting that's still out there. And inside, it is dusty, dated, plenty of mildew stains on the wall. But there is a basket of oranges on a side table. It looks to be, from the view here, it's just a quaint 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom timeshare with one slightly too large king-sized bed.
This will be our home base. We can centralize from here, move out from this center point, how we centralized around it.
As long as the alligator sleeps in the middle, I'm okay.
I was going to put the gator in the tub.
There's a card on the basket of oranges.
Okay, hey, Big Al, what's that card say?
It's a Big Al. Big Al picks up the card, and
Big Al's the only one of us who can read, even though I'm a senator.
Like pulls his glasses down and tilts his head to see it. Oh hell, I can't read, fellas.
All right, let's say I became a senator. Theoretically, let's say I can read. I'll read it. What does the card say?
It says conflict-free oranges. No blood oranges here.
So does this mean they are not made from a slave mind, diamond-esque scenario where people are forced to grow oranges and pick them against their will, but they're so good we have to buy them? They're not like those oranges, right?
No, you're pretty sure these are free-range oranges that grow wild in the
I don't need that.
All the room to run that they want.
All right. So as you set up your bags and you get those 2 dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts set up.
Those are for the apes. We got to put them on a stick, and we got to put that stick in the mud, and then we go away and come back, and if they're gone, the apes ate them. That's how you know.
They're a lot like Elijah or Santa Claus.
Look, I've watched a season of In Search of Sasquatch, and this is what they do.
So as you're here kind of debating your plans for how you're going to trap down the skunk ape and contemplating the nature of these oranges, a Florida man dressed in a far too tight Spider-Man suit comes scampering around on all fours and starts looking around inside the timeshare, seeing that you've kicked the door in. He goes, "Oh, no, Jerry's not going to like that. Jerry's not going to like that. This is Jerry's place. This belongs to Jerry, and you're going to owe him for that repair." And then he tries to scrabble up the walls, but he can't, so he just keeps falling back on all fours and like trying to climb the wall like a spider, falling back on all fours. And he kind of spittles and hisses underneath his like morph suit.
I'm sorry, is he threatening me?
No, he's just grossly incompetent.
I'm going to eat him.
All right. So we are well. Fine.
I wanted to point out to everyone listening, I am not a gator man. I'm
You're
an
a gator.
alligator.
Yeah,
I'm an alligator wearing sunglasses, and I feel that my reaction to this man scrabbling around in my personal space would be to eat him.
Either eat him or give him a
laugh.
ride in your car, like an alligator.
Absolutely. So you go ahead and you engage Spider-Man in close quarter combat.
Yes.
So if you're not familiar with how TROIKA works, you either put tokens in a bag or you put cards in a stack, and you start to flip them over until you get the end of round card. So someone may act a bunch of times in the round or none at all. It's very chaotic. So I actually have a turn tracker that's not being shown by the camera that is handling all of that. So before I kind of reveal our normal round robin initiative system, so there are 3 different color tokens I'll be using in the stack, and that's going to be crimson, purple, and lime. I'm going to assume lime is alligator, who actually, you know what? That's easy peasy. The satanic senator is going to be crimson, and the skunk-apes expert is going to be purple. So
makes sense.
We'll handle it that
Just
way.
like a skunk-ape's ass.
So we'll start that round with.
That revolutionizes the way I conceptualize Bigfoot. I will never be able to think of him as
That's
having
how you know
anything
they're
other than a
different.
baboon's ass again. Yeah.
Skunk-apes have a baboon ass. Bigfoot doesn't.
So as this Spider-Man is scrabbling about trying to tell you that Jerry's going to be mad that you've broken into his place, that you're going to owe him money, he's in the process of saying that you owe him $5,000 when it is your turn, Al.
Yeah, so one of my advanced skills, or it might be a spell, you tell me, is bite.
It is a skill, so
I think
that
it's a
is
spell.
an advanced...
I'm going to cast bite.
Well, there's no stamina, so that's a good thing for you. So you're going to be treating this like an opposed skill, being bitten versus non-bitten. So you're going to roll your 2d6. You're going to add your 9, and you're going to hopefully do better than Spider Florida Man here.
Spider Florida Man.
Okay.
So what did you roll?
I rolled a 15.
This is a very pathetic little shriveled up man in a Spider-Man outfit with no weapons, no real combat training, and you have a giant mouth full of razor sharp teeth. And you just clamp your jaws around him. He squonks just like so many of the small animals that you've put in your mouth before you death roll, and you can't see his eyes underneath his morph suit, but you can see bulging where his eye sockets are. You're pretty sure they're bulging out of his head. So you hit him. So you're going, and also remind me at any point if you roll doubles, either 6s or 1s. Let me know because that changes how we handle things.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to roll 1d6 and compare that to your damage matrix for how much rending damage you do to this spider dude.
I rolled a 5, which means I do 8 points of damage.
So so you hear this high pitched shriek and thump of the thump of the thump as spidery limbs are going where he's trying to grab onto the side of the door frame. There's splinters there from where the hinges have been kicked off, so he's pulling his hand back covered in splinters and shrieking loudly something between "oh god, oh god, oh god" and "Jerry's gonna be so mad." So he is bleeding profusely. Next turn is skunk-ape expert. So, Ralph, you're seeing this unfold.
Yeah, let me tell you, it reminds me of the circle of life. See, it's natural for the gator to eat the spider. The spider eats the fly. The fly eats debris as a maggot, and that's how it goes back to it. Maggots will eat the gator. This poor little fella, he's suffering. I gotta help. The only way I know how.
How was that?
I take my Sasquatch calling stick and I beat Spider-Man on the head.
Wait,
For a
Sasquatch
second, I thought you
culling?
were gonna like summon a skunk ape. You're like, no, I'm gonna summon pain.
I mean, I could, but I don't think the skunk game's gonna come. No, they take two
Sasquatch
sticks and they smack them
culling
together.
stick. Okay, all right.
I heard
Attract the
Sasquatch culling stick too.
Yeah,
and
culling.
maybe
Yes,
That's
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 what-
what-
that's
ULL,
literally
and I
what it
was
is.
like, "Shit, dude, are there so many of them that we need to cut down on Sasquatch?"
Oh,
Like,
culling, no,
I was
calling.
unaware. Yeah, no. It was his
It
extraordinary.
was my
All right.
Florida
He's the St.
accent that you
Patrick
don't
and the
understand.
quantity of jerky that he has in his mouth too. Let's be honest. So
So,
Oh, it's
Ralph,
almost gone,
this
so
is-
we're good.
So, Ralph, this isn't going to be an opposed skill check because currently the Spider Florida Man dude is in the mouth of Al and is helpless. So, you're going to treat this as just a normal skill check. So, you're going to roll 2d6, and you're trying to get your skill or under. So, you're trying to get 7 or under. What did you get? That's a 10. All right. So, go ahead and roll me a. So, Al, roll me 2d6 and let me know if what you get.
Okay, I got an 8.
All right. So, Ralph comes over to the fray screaming something about being an expert, but his mouth is so full of beef jerky and tobacco, you're not knowing what he's saying. And as
That's
you're
fair.
violently
Yeah, it's
thrashing around,
tobacco.
he just starts clobbering you on the head.
You
Oh.
son of a bitch.
So roll me damage, Ralph. So that's going to be 1d6, and we're going to compare it to your damage matrix.
Okay. This one doesn't roll well.
Try it.
It's a 2. I rolled a 2.
So you take 1 point of damage, Al. It's just like a swift bonk on the head, and you get like tobacco and I guess beef jerky juice spittled on the back of your head as he's trying to say something about how much.
Oh,
of an
come on.
expert.
It's a 2. It got in his eye.
All right. So next in initiative, we have. It is a you again, Al. So you have got a mouthful of Spider-Man. He is still thrashing and screaming and punching in the nose and saying something about Jerry.
The good news is I am also thrashing.
Spider.
All right. So you make me another opposed roll as this man is trying to pull himself out of you.
Okay.
So you're going to treat that as an advanced skill bite. What did you roll?
So I add my bite to it.
Yes, so it's 2d6 plus your bite.
Okay, that is a 16. Yes, 16.
Um,
I know math.
So the Spider-Man person is trying to do his absolute best to scrabble out of you. He's kicking the shit out of your uvula, but you're just like progressively like slurping him in as you're death rolling, and you're starting to get this muffled death scream from inside your mouth. Roll me another d6.
Oh
Gnarly.
boy. That was I rolled a 4, which is also 8 points of damage.
All right, so there's this loud splattering sound as something ruptures inside the Spider-Man, and as you're death rolling, you're just spraying blood across the walls. Like you're like, these are supposed to be conflict-free oranges, but you cover them in blood, and like. You know, like there's like bits of like fake spider. Like the guy even had like a spider web shooter. So you like bite down, and there's like silly string going wild. And after a few moments, like he just goes still and limp.
I feel like I'm still at KillerCon.
I'd like to remind you guys we've been in this hotel this
Timeshare.
condo, this timeshare for 5 minutes, and we've kicked in the door, killed one person so far, covered everything in blood.
He
this is
was
off to a
crapping
good
our
on the
work.
Are you
wall.
saying you're fully
this is
engorged,
off to a
Senator?
good start, is all I'm saying. I'm saying, you know what? Thoughts and prayers.
Prayers to what? So everything is still like you hear a little bit of like some like wormy like complaining and griping about noise coming from like the other sides of the hall, but other than that, it's still in quiet. All you can hear is the obscenely loud traffic in the distance from the outskirts of Morlando.
Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna.
it's all nature.
I'm gonna speak into the silence and say, "Well, all right then, boys. Donuts on sticks." What's the plan?
Back to the mission at hand. We got to keep this blood off our donuts, or it's going to upset the wildlife. Not all of them are carnivorous. That means you sometimes eat meat.
Ralph,
I'd like-
roll me 1d6.
Who is?
Ralph. That's the skunk ape PI.
1.
So more
Only-
of a SAI.
That's correct. It is. I actually have it on the character sheet. You only one donut is covered in some amount of Spider-Man guts.
Give that one to Al.
Yeah, here you go, Al. You can have this one. You already kind of started it.
Dessert.
Do you swallow that whole, or do you also death roll for pastries?
You know, I'm
Real
gonna
life
have
John
to,
death
I'm gonna
rolls
have
for
to admit, my
pastries.
mama said, "Don't you ever eat nothing you can't death roll." So I death rolled that pastry.
I love that you say that, because literally that was something my grandfather said. He said, like, don't fill your mouth so full that you can't scream fire, or something like that. Like,
So my character this whole time has been wrong, according to your grandfather.
Yes. Well, I don't know. They're screaming fire, and then they're screaming fire.
Hold on, I got more jerky. Let me just
just put a quid in. All right. So, so you're in this timeshare.
Fire.
You have your skunk ape calling sticks. You have at this point 11 Krispy Kreme. Wait, you said you had 2 dozens. Excuse me. So you have 23 untouched donuts left, and a basket of blood-covered, conflict-free oranges, and a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, dusty and blood-splattered, dated timeshare. So you know that you are probably like a 5-minute walk from Mouse World. You are that terribly far from the Gulf of Nisquat, or some people say Mosquito Bay. So tell me a little bit more about what your plan of action is now that you have properly introduced yourself to your neighbors.
Go out there, set traps, camp out in the dark all night until we find the ape. Occasionally, I'm gonna give a woo. And that's how I call them, in addition to the sticks.
All right. I guess
that's the operation.
Mosquito Bay it is.
All right. So do you set your stuff down? Are you doing anything about the fact that you kicked in this door and there's blood and guts everywhere? Or
Yeah,
is
we're leaving
that
the
just...
scene.
We don't own this. That was the thing of nature.
Well, we
It's not our fault.
sometimes own it.
That's right. We weren't owning it when this
One-
happened. We
One of you
showed up
two's own
afterward.
it. I didn't even book the Airbnb or however we're staying.
I'm gonna be honest. This sounds like a Jerry problem to me.
Yeah, that's right. Jerry will deal with it. Don't worry about it.
We'll get to it.
I mean, there's a chance we could get back before Jerry even notices, to be quite honest. Like, it was dusty, so who knows?
All right. So you plan to go out with your sticks and donuts and set traps. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's right.
All right. So you nonchalantly walk out, trailing blood, back out the timeshare. And there's still little bits of like Spider-Man fabric like clinging to the door frame. Like you can see there's like nails embedded into the side where he tried to pull himself out of Al's mouth. And you head out to set trap to the skunk ape. Now, you do have the ability, Ralph, to do tracking, skunk ape calling,
That's true. Yeah.
track foraging. Not that you would ever need to do track forgery. And you have these donuts, so tell me a little bit about what your plan is. Do you want to make a skill check for figuring out where this is, or what are
Yeah.
your natural instincts?
Actual Charles thinking about this logistically. Yeah, we should like go through, do the tracking phase, see if there is actually a good spot, assuming that there is actually a skunk ape. So yeah,
Actually, a skunk ape. I don't like hearing that doubt from you.
look, I've looked enough into enough cryptids. No, they're not.
All right.
I love the idea, but no. That is a 7 to track the skunk-ape?
That is actually your skill. So you successfully track the skunk-ape. So you can see as you are beginning to walk down the very grimy and seedy roads of Morlando, you're in a kind of this pretty cruddy part of town. You see some like taco wrappers that look to be mangled in just the way you're like, aha, skunk-ape. And leaving off, that is definitely skunk-ape saliva. So you find the track of the skunk-ape, and it leads you on this meandering way, like past like 2 different taco trucks to some dumpsters, and then it disappears just on the fence line of Mouse World. You can see that there are like rides spinning in the distance. There's the screams of entertained or probably horrified children, and the smell of capitalism in the air. And so you can see right where these tracks lead up to the fence line.
Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think there's a possibility that the skunk-ape has adapted to go into our areas of Florida. Look, see this burrito wrapper? No human eats a burrito this way. The only thing that would, skunk-ape. Take a waft. Take a waft. Waft with me. Big Al, there you go. Thank you, Big Al. That dank ass skank in from marijuana.
That's like Lucifer's ball sack itself.
It went over near Mouse World. I know it to be true.
So do these tracks just like head up to the fence at Mouseland, or like to an actual entrance?
No, like to the fence.
Okay. Then we can work with that, I think.
I was going to say, I don't think any of us have the coinage to get into Mouseland.
I mean, theoretically, like I've never heard of a poor senator other than Bernie Sanders, like legitimately.
Yeah.
So I probably would have the scratch on hand to buy tickets, but I don't want to be noticed on this special mission until we come back with results, because I've been fooled before. So let's check the old skill set and see if I got anything that'll help us scale a fence. I don't think I do. I think mine is more the area of litigation.
But
Yep.
So that's the fun thing about TROIKA, so you can think creatively.
I was going to say, are we trying to get through this fence? Is that our goal? I have a skill.
So that is a good question. Are you wanting to scale the fence into Mouse World, or are you setting your part of your donuts and your skunk sticks to lure out the skunk-ape?
I have a skill for the first thing. I don't have a skill for the second thing, so
let's use your skill.
All right. Here's the thing. I am as an alligator in sunglasses, I have developed a very particular set of skills. A set of skills that make me a nightmare for people who don't want me to get into where the fun is. Specifically, the skill of partying. I would like to use my skill of partying to break through this fence to get to the fun.
I like that as you say it, there's like this like flap of like silly string that's like stuck to like half your face as you're like saying that.
I just like him busting through the fence, only it's not the Kool-Aid man, it's the Natty Light man.
It's a massive Evergreens gator in a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses with a bit of Spider-Man.
I am wearing a Hawaiian shirt just for this. So what skill were you using again?
Partying.
That's all right. And you rolled a?
I rolled a 16.
So you were trying to roll 2d6 and get 8 or under?
Oh, then I rolled 8.
All right. So
I added my 8 to get 16.
Hopped up on the propellant from the 2 cans of silly string that you've inhaled.
And I'm assuming some other stuff that was inside Spider-Man.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted.
You're not sure, but you feel real great. You feel real definitely great. You feel real great. It is magenta. So, so yeah, you're able to just burst your way through the fence and you make yourself a little hole through the fence, through the hedge line.
It's
And
owl shaped.
it is definitely owl shaped.
It's like hands up, you know.
And so
Look,
you are
It's
on
like
the
Wile E. Coyote going through a wall or something.
Yep.
so you are on the east side of Mouse World, and it looks like through this hole that you have just burrowed the way through, that on the other side it looks like there are mini golf courses. And there are these kids with like these obnoxiously large Mouse World ear hats on. There's like this like capitalism, like 2.5 kids, nuclear parents. None of them look, and none of them look happy. They're just going through the motions of like swinging these oversized putters,
So we've got
overpriced games.
a partially severed child and radioactive parents. This sounds like Florida to me.
Now, I got the question. Do skunk-apes like mini golf?
This is a creature that, I don't feel that humanity has encountered before. Its ability to stay near bright lights baffles the mind. Truly.
If you want
Could
to,
it
to
mini
make
golf?
If you want to make another skill check to either figure out
Yeah,
do
let's do
skunk
skill
apes
check.
like mini golf or not, we'll treat it as another tracking check. So you're gonna roll 2d6 and you're trying to get 7 or below.
7.
So
Yes.
you're thinking you're not
Who
very
doesn't?
confident, but you want to tell them you're very confident that yes, skunk apes love mini golf. In fact, you're seeing this like indentation of footprints and taco wrappers that lead up to a giant oversized windmill where like there is another 2.5 kid family, yes, one of them is radioactive and glowing, trying to put a ball, but it's like hitting one of the fins, one of the blades of the
Windmill.
windmill.
There you go.
But you see the footprints going up to that.
Look over there,
Gentlemen,
on the
if
floor,
I may.
gentlemen.
I would like to use a skill, or rather, I would like to cast a spell.
Oh, I'm so excited! Why don't you tell our audience what you're doing? Because it's glorious.
It's not that big a deal. I just I take out the old smartphone, I dial up my attorney, and a smell of sulfur fills the air. Because my attorney happens to have been loaned to me from Satan himself. And I would like to summon his servants so that we may cordon off this area for senatorial investigation and the expropriation of anything found within its boundaries.
So, Senator Ronald Williams III is casting Summon Demon Lawyer, which is a spell which, if cast poorly, has wonderfully dire results. So, you're going to be rolling your 2d6, trying to get 8 or lower.
And I did good because I got a 6.
All right, no luck for double 1. So you do subtract 3 stamina from your 19, so you have 16 left. And after a very large cloud of brimstone sulfur begins to dissipate, you see popping out into thin air is your very stiff, boxy lawyer, red-faced. Looks like he's in the middle of a call. And as you start to talk, he's like, and he mutters a bunch of infernalese that none of you other than you, Ronald, can recognize. But he's negotiating some type of contract for like a Mint Mobile commercial, something about Ronald Reynolds. Like you're not sure. But after he hangs up his phone and goes, yeah, boss. What do you? And you explain that you want this area cordoned off, and so he makes a call, and a whole gaggle of just like red-skinned, horned lawyers, boxy suits with briefcases, just swarm the area, taking like yellow tape and start to cordon off the area. Any of the families that begin to resist or say something about like their par score, they just bludgeon to death with their briefcases and just like scoot their corpses off and shove them in like hole number 3. you have the area cordoned off to yourself.
Excellent. And we now also own anything within its boundaries, so that we find on our official investigation.
You do owe 20% per contract to the gaggle of the demon lawyers, but you know there's a loophole you can pull if you want to be that much of an asshole.
Yep, I'll just summon the demon lawyer to fuck over the demon lawyer. He's really gonna hate that. We get
The
along
worst thing
great.
is he's gonna have to fuck himself over because he knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'd say the next move is up to our Sasquatch expert.
Oh, so glad you would ask. You see, something brought in this here White Castle. Wait, do they have White Castle in Florida?
It's beige
I don't
or
know.
cigarette stained castle.
Someone brought in here this McDonald's bag.
Great, we're gonna get to McDonald's and Ryan Reynolds.
No, I just love that there's like so
it's
many.
skunk-ape again.
There's so many regional things, but there are some of them, Walmart, McDonald's, it's just
Bojangles.
like not regional at all.
I hold on. I need everyone to appreciate Patchkey's joke there because it made me deliriously happy.
I don't think I heard it.
All
I'm
of you are
sorry.
on point.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's skunk-ape again. Now we're gonna get sued.
I'm done. Look, all of the years I've done wondering monster has led up to this moment. We're done. Done so. Perfect moment.
Like you can see that there's one of these demon lawyers that's like slacking off. Like clearly he's looking like he's working on like legal briefs, but in his briefcase you can see he's just making doodles. It's like a Baphomet and like an evil-looking lamb holding hands and frolicking under a rainbow.
No, it's Roller Gator eating Spider-Man.
So you have this area cordoned off. So you've got your. So are you an investigator? Are you setting traps? You see, you've got your McDonald's.
Yeah, we've tracked down the the skunk ape or swamp ape as it's listed. I do have that trap. I have that two swamp ape calling sticks, 1d6 cabbage rations. I assume that those are just for me, right?
So
those are my personal egg rolls.
So those are to be your bait, basically, reading your flavor text. But I'm going to assume that your donuts, I thought you swapped those out.
I just figured if an actual Bigfoot hunter would have donuts.
I like to think that he's into the hunt enough that he wants to live on what a Sasquatch lives on and
That's
only
why
on that.
Fool, that's why I give them the donuts. Why make them eat like me, not me eat like them? That way they're easier to track down.
What would there not be, all?
Lazy Sasquatch.
I have one
hanging
swamp ape trap that I can set. Should I do a roll to see if this is the ideal place for me to put a box and a stick, or a shoelace with a carrot in the center of it, but that's tied onto a bent over stick?
So yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and make this as another tracking check.
Okay. These are some
Let's
high
see what your
tech
instincts
traps,
tell you.
man.
5.
All right, so you know that this would be a great place to set your trap. Your trap is this very complex mechanism of taco wrappers, McDonald's half-eaten cheeseburgers, the crust on chicken nuggets because only the insides are good, and you leave it outside the windmill. And you know that like this is perfect because those blades are going to turbulate this like all these odors that the skunk ape loves. So it'll pull out the skunk ape. So you give it some time, and surely enough, you will catch the skunk ape. So if you want, you can retreat to a safe distance or come back, and hopefully in some amount of time, you will have a skunk ape stuck here.
Well, that should do it. I don't know. Should we leave like the donuts leading to the trap? Also, what kind of trap should we set up? It's ambiguous.
It is ambiguous, but you're the skunk-ape expert, so I had just a suggestion of what it might look like, but you would have the better, more accurate description of what a skunk-ape track could look like. What does it look like, Professor?
Lasers everywhere. And they're all shining into your eyes.
So you've got a bunch of Dollar Tree cat lasers, taco wrappers.
I'm gonna die. Oh my God.
We killed 2 hosts.
I'm
new
putting up my X
ringtone.
card because I can no longer breathe.
That is
gonna
okay.
be
my
it.
ringtone. It's gonna be lasers everywhere.
Take the electrical tape.
I feel
Tape
like
on.
someone put some masking tape over a book about aliens and wrote skunk-ape on it and handed it to him.
So Charles Bernard, go ahead and roll me 1d6 once you catch your breath.
I saw Skinner back in '72. What was it like? Lasers everywhere.
Laser. Fucking everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I joined the Imperial Guard. Yeah, I fought at the Siege of Terra. What was it like? Lasers everywhere.
Well,
right,
there
so-
were
Alright,
also
I'm
these
done.
big
I'm done.
naked
I'm
men.
All right, so roll me 1d6, Charles Bernard.
Yeah, that's a 3.
So
That was the hardest
3
I've ever laughed on
of
this
your
show, I
demonic lawyers get caught in the skunk-ape trap because they're attracted to the lasers. They get like stuck on the side, like little red limbs, like thrashing. All right, so you have some time. Either you can wait in the bushes, go back to your timeshare, or wait for the skunk-ape to come out. You
Well, they
know
got
that by given the
Speedball
time
here.
of the day, they're probably going to be a little more active at night, so you've got some time that you can kill. So how would you want to use this time while you're waiting to see how effective the skunk-ape trap is?
I'm going to find a nearby rock and lay on it.
So it is one
in
of
the
those
sun.
hollow. It's one of those hollow rocks that they make out of fiberglass and plaster.
That's
You
okay.
can lay on it, but it's not that warm. It's just hollow, and if it makes you feel better, that like
we're not even the
bludgeoned
rocks are real.
family that like the lawyers beat to death with a briefcase, the kids like bloody mouse ears are off to the side if you want to add them to your apparel.
Do it.
Yeah,
do it.
I'll do that.
This might have to be your next tattoo, John.
I'm working on the mock-up
Little-
for him.
Little
so.
scrap of Spider-Man suit, party
I just
glasses.
I want
mouse
everyone to
ears.
know that if you do fan art of any of the dumb shit we say, please send it to us so that we can love it forever.
We have had someone do fan art. Someone did a really great pixelated montage of the Wanmon logo. So that was right
Yeah.
before I came on, but I
That
still
was
think
pretty
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
we need to
was
use
very
that
cool.
somewhere. Let us do that and give credit.
I was
so-
was it Lester Burton? Might have been. I'm not sure. Anyway.
That was Grok. That was Lester Burton.
Yeah, I don't think that was then. I don't know.
So you have Al basking on a very uncomfortable rock wearing bloody children's mouse ears, almost the right size for his head. What are the other senator and investigator? What are you two doing?
I'm upbraiding those demon attorneys that got stuck to the lasers. Those guys are getting busted down to satanic paralegals.
Habeas
after
corpus.
Habeas corpus. Yeah. Doesn't apply in hell, I'm afraid, my friend. And I just send them right back.
Yeah, they puff out in a like a sulfurous cloud. Ralph, what are you doing?
I assume there's speedball somewhere or a roller coaster ride since it's still daylight.
You are in Mouse World. It's just a matter if you have the tokens. So, being a investigator of the paranormal, you're probably broke as hell.
Yes, because surprisingly, their equipment is way more expensive than it should be.
You're
Not that
saying
I'm
that
looking
with
into
your
it.
equipment including a blurry camera.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so you're wanting to wander further into Mouse World and abandon your compatriots?
If one's taking a nap, the other's arguing with lawyers. Yeah, if there's skee ball nearby, I've at least probably got $3. One of the bills will hopefully get me some tokens that I can play a game. Please. How do we
All
play
right,
skee
so
ball in TROIKA?
you get 3 rounds of skee ball, and we'll see how many tickets you get. So each one's going to be considered a regular skill test. So it's going to be 2d6, and you're trying to get 5 or under with each roll.
Five or under, if it
That's
meets,
correct.
it beats.
That is correct. So after a first rousing round of skee ball, or probably, see, I wonder if they can sue us for saying skee ball. Then I say
No.
we should say ski doo. I'm like, that's another brand name.
No,
Ball in the hole game.
No. Ski ball is a generic term. I'm pretty sure it's like
Yeah.
bumper
You Xeroxed it?
cars or no.
All
It's
right.
more like bumper cars or roller coaster
Oh,
at a certain
that is
point-
perfectly fine. Al, roll me
because it's like a
2d6.
ski jump that the balls go
Okay,
up or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. 9. So I got
I
her
was
to
saying
all
Al, but I'll let you do it. So you get 9 tickets from that successful round of skee ball. In
I'm
which-
not skee balling. I'm napping.
Yeah.
Yes, I said I was trying to get someone else to roll dice, and I
Oh.
didn't think that you heard me, and I heard Pashke roll dice, so I just took that. So you get 9 tickets from your skee ball. You make that sound as you're like putting out tickets. You have 2 more rounds of skee ball. Let's make it quick. Another 2d6.
All right. 6.
6. So you throw one of the bulbs
9.
into the ceiling, breaking a ceiling light. 2 little children run off, amused and also terrified at you lodging one of the balls in the ceiling. You get only 4 tickets for that. All right, next round. Final round. You have 13 tickets altogether.
Come on, bringing home that panda bear to Big Al. 9.
9. So this time your balls like ramp up, hit the one in the ceiling, club a kid, bounces off the kid's mouse ears, and goes through a window. So you get 3 tickets off of that, and also have a bill for $500 to replace the window. But unfortunately, you have enough tickets that you can either get a grippy grip for your pen or 1.5 Tootsie Rolls. What do you want?
Where'd the other half go?
Don't ask questions.
Which cartoon character is on the face of the grippy grip?
None, because you got the generic level. You didn't get enough.
Oh,
to
give
be
me the half a
branded.
Tootsie Roll and one of those-
1.5.
I will take
One and-
the half,
All right.
eat it
you get-
myself, and come back with one, and then ask the party what they would like me to do with it.
all right. So you rejoin your compatriots. You have Al basking on a rock, and you have.
Unexpected generosity from our friend, I must say, with his Tootsie Roll.
I'm a team player. I tried to help kill a Spider-Man.
So at this point, you are probably at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Still no sign of skunk-ape. What do the 3 of you do?
Let's see. We're in Mouse World. I have satanic powers of various kinds, although they're mostly parliamentary.
Yeah,
Which is
they wouldn't
pretty
cancel
powerful
that
if you
here,
really
would they?
think about
Oh
it.
shit! Where we
It's
ought to
all-
go is the house, the Hall of Presidents.
Man, I
I'm
bet
in.
you that having the skill of parliamentary procedural is being almost as powerful as the head of an HOA.
You know what? I have such a yeah. Rub it in. I have such a good idea. Like, let's go check out the Hall of Presidents.
Okay.
So-
and then when we're there,
Did we bring Al?
if he wants to watch something cool, but otherwise, don't bug him. Is my experience.
So
Al,
if you try
do
to
you-
wake me, I will hiss.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about whether one skill or another would best apply to this effort. And
Lay it on me.
I would like the advice of the GM on it because they actually have the same exact role that I need to use them. I would like to use either parliamentary procedure or Satanism to bring the animatronic presidents to life and enlist them in our quest to capture the skunk ape.
Oh my God, you're right. That's one of the first times where I'm like, that is
It's either parliamentary
amazing.
procedure or
I think that
Satanism.
this invokes a rare clause where this is satanic parliamentary procedure.
Yes! I knew I'd blaze
Wait, that's rare?
ground tonight.
I can't wait for skunk-ape versus Lincoln.
So
The matchup that we've always wanted.
only on HBO Max. So I would say that you would get a synergy bonus from your Satanism. So
Hell yeah.
hell, if this was Pathfinder or 3.5, that would be a +2 synergy bonus. So I am perfectly going to allow it because statistically, the higher the threshold is for your success, the greater that you are just going to roll a double 1. So I am hedging on that bet. So that means you have to make a satanic parliamentary procedure at 11 or less to pass.
Okay, so it's a plus. Let me see. Parliamentary procedure. 3 and 6. Because I rolled a 5. I think I'm
Or,
fucked.
I mean, excuse me, since we're rolling under, it would be double 6s that fail. Not double 1s, because
gotcha.
that's combat, but you know what I mean.
Okay. Then
Doubles.
I'm fine.
All right, so that was a success?
I rolled under. It was
All right,
a success.
so muttering in that infernal tongue, the heat in this room begins to magnify, even though you're already in the oppressive Morlando heat. That scent of sulfur and farts and children's blood just increases in space as you begin to speak the tongue of lawyers and presidents. And you command these wax figures and animatronics to do your bidding. The one with the one that resembles you the most, the Ronald Reagan figure, looks very ominous at you with his beady red eyes. So roll me 1d6 plus 1.
Okay, 1d6 plus 1. That would be 6 and 1, so 7.
So you command 7 of these presidential figures.
Yes. Rutherford B. Hayes, Grover Cleveland, Reagan for funsies. Jimmy Carter's still alive, but I get him anyway.
You get the wax figure of him.
Yes, and let's see. Who do you guys want?
Taft.
All right, Taft. Yeah, he's the biggest.
Yes.
He's the one we want for skunk ape.
I'm going to. I require you to force the animatronic doppelganger of Ronald Reagan to perform analingus on something.
Hold up. We still have what, 2 left?
I thought. Oh shit. 2 more. Let's see.
Well, because depending on what you're saying there, John, just me as a GM, I would say, for hilarity, either Barack Obama or Trump, technically.
Barack Obama, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So we're gonna have Reagan.
Ford doesn't get a lot of action. Let's
From Ronald Reagan, especially.
I love this. This is like a treat.
So
hi, welcome to our presidential slash fan fiction.
Our presidential
podcast.
pileup, we're gonna call it. So
All right.
yeah, we'll have Ford take care of Reagan from behind as Reagan. Does the Barry
There's
Bands.
like this one. There's like 2 twins that are both wearing, again, mouse ears, holding a balloon. One's holding an ice cream cone. None of them care that these statues are coming to life, pulling themselves on the anchor until the Gerald Ford presidential figure comes ambling off. They lose their shit as like Gerald Ford, wrinkly forehead, starts to like march forward to your bidding. Just an average day in Mouse World. So what is it that you do with your presidential menagerie?
Well, I have them form a V behind me like migrating geese. And then I say we head back to kill time with maybe like make them play badminton for our amusement. I don't know.
So are you going back to the timeshare with 7 presidents?
No, we're going back to the windmill to check on our trap. It's got to be what, like, I don't know. Satanic ritual can take a while. Let's say it took till dusk just for the sake of the story.
All right. So at this point, the sun has gone down. The fake plaster fiberglass rock that you're on, Al, has lost its heat like instantly as soon as the sun goes down, and you're pissed. Also, the fact that you probably need to take off your sunglasses because now it's dark, but you can't
That's a
not
Corey
look
Hart
cool.
alligator if I've ever met one.
Yeah, we could find something for him.
All right,
We're in
so
Ralph's world. He's gotta
all
have
of you are
glasses.
just camping out in front of this windmill, and the wind starts to get still. The humidity remains, and it just clings to you like a wet blanket. And there's this scent of wet dog and farts on the air, and you see that there is a stirring coming from within the windmill. There's the sound of like heavy footfalls coming from below, snorting, hooting, and then trombling as the windmill.
So tired.
Oh, we're having so much fun.
I'm never gonna get tired of trombling. Never gonna get tired of it.
Were you in that game, Charles?
No,
I don't think so. I've just
Okay.
picked it up since
Do you see the hinges that are holding the windmill down begin to creak open, and this hairy arm scrabbles forward towards the skunk-ape track?
Okay.
Hope the boys
Do we
are ready
want to
for a
wait?
light show.
All
What was that
right.
about the light show?
You
I mean, the
said, I
trap.
hope you boys are ready for a light show. That's when the trap goes off.
All right. So it reaches out for one of the donuts, and as soon as it puts its grubby index finger in the donut hole, all the lights start like snapping off. Now, I'm no skunk-ape expert. Was there music that goes with it, or is it just
Oh,
a light show?
it's Pitbull, right? It has to be Pitbull.
I mean, God, that is a good Florida reference.
Did Pitbull ever remix the Numa Numa song?
He has now. Well, no,
Ozone.
he's only remixing Will Smith songs.
Welcome to Morlando.
Beyond Benadu. Beyond.
So
Pretend I said that right.
So is that a yes? There is music with the Skunk-Ape Trap, or it is a just light show?
It's a fan remix of Pitbull with "It's a Small World." Not
my
a
God.
studio produced one, but like someone on
Mr.
the internet.
Worldwide, small worldwide.
All right. So the
He
Skunk-Ape.
is
So
Mr.
roll me,
Worldwide.
Pashki. Roll me another of your 2d6, 7 or lower tracking, and we will see if that is sufficient. You set your trap well enough to capture the Skunk-Ape.
6.
All right, so the finger goes into the donut, the lights go off, the very high-pitched bizarro, it's a small world, Mr. Worldwide, it starts going off, lasers are firing off, and the Skunk-Ape throws himself in a frenzy into the Skunk-Ape track and is caught inside, and he's thrashing madly. Roll me again one last time. 1d6, Pashki.
Not gonna have
One,
Taft
and I never get
singing
to
a
roll again.
lullaby. if
You
he needs
have
to.
1 round to fully apprehend the Skunk-Ape before he breaks free from your trap. We're going to snap into initiative just so we can see if you can spring yourself and apprehend the Skunk-Ape before it breaks free.
Listen,
All right, I've got
Smell
7
something?
mechanized presidents on my side. Remember that.
Yeah,
it gonna
which
be
is
all
great.
Pashki?
Actually, thank you for reminding me because I do need to add them into the
Wouldn't they just go on his term?
well, I treat them as henchmen, so there are 7 presidents. All right.
I mean, which presidents were themselves?
All right, so this
henchmen?
is interesting. So I
All of
started
them.
the stack. I pulled the Skunk-Ape token. I remade the stack to add in a 7 presidents. Started again, just in case it was a fluke. Skunk-Ape still breaks free from the trap. So the Skunk-Ape looks very much like a person in a Sasquatch suit with like the head of a Florida man, but it's like the actual thing. So you actually have this like frothing at the mouth, drink too much Slurpee, Florida man, skunk ape body, blinded and just infuriated by the laser light show and Pitbull blaring, and is on a frenzy. He hoots, breaks free from the trap, and beats his chest loudly and charges towards the nearest figure, which is actually you, Ralph. So he runs towards you and tries to pull you into a bear hug, but it's a skunk-ape hug. So this is going to be an opposed roll. So roll me 2d6. So roll me 2d6 and then
I have always wanted this.
Well, if you want to submit
he
to the
is
skunk-ape,
embracing me. Why would I turn away from my passion of so many
submit
years?
to the skunk-ape are things that I would never thought I would say in my life, but here we are. Are you choosing not to fight back?
By fight back, you mean equally bear hug the skunk-ape now that we're finally connecting.
All right, so that is going to be a 2d6 plus. So for you, that would be
with a hug modifier.
Your hug modifier is 5. So
With the power of love.
2d6 plus 5, and you're trying to beat mine.
2d6, so 5 and a 1, that's 6. Plus 6? Or
plus 5?
Plus 5.
That's 11.
All right, yeah.
11 total?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you put out your arms like, come to me, and he just like charges forward and like strangle you, and it is really not the moment that you would have thought. Like all of the years of you hiding in the bush trying to hunt down something mythical and failing, like you've got it, but now it's got you by the neck and is strangling you.
Well, you know, strangling is just hugging by the neck.
That
is true.
That is very appropriate. And that is a 6 points of damage as it is beginning to throttle you, hooting you in the mouth, like spitting saliva into your face. And it does not seem like it has any intent to let you go. Meanwhile, you're still hearing "It's a Small World" after all as you're being strangled. Next in initiative is you, Owl.
Well,
maybe never mind.
What does Ralph's face look like other than kind of turning blue? Does he look happy about this?
Tell me, Ralph, are you enjoying this? Are you engorged?
Ralph.
Pashki.
Hi. Am I enjoying this? Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes. Ralph. I'm not also waiting for a response. Sorry.
He's just too enthralled.
Pashki's like, where is that
now
fucking
that
guy?
Okay, now that I realize I am not being embraced by my friendly skunk ape as I always thought I would be, I'm trying to get to my blurry camera and trying to get the hand off. So I'm kind of like doing one of these maneuvers
while he's strangling you. All right. So Al, you're seeing him again trying to pull out a camera. What is it you do?
He's a true investigator. Even
it's important to me that the skunk ape survives, but it's also important to me that the skunk ape is proven to exist here.
This is my skunk ape.
Yeah, you look like a skunk ape with that fuzzy chin. However, I only have sunglasses and Hawaiian shirt. I don't have a camera, so I'm just gonna start yelling, "Take a picture!" You got right there. You got take dang old picture of that boy.
Now, you don't have to actually do a combat maneuver. You can do something else. You can do a skill check, either an advanced skill or otherwise.
Oh, you know
or do
what?
another
You know
action.
what? Okay.
Don't underestimate the power of partying. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing.
Slurms
Ian.
McKinsey.
Here's the thing, Ian. I think that if the skunk-ape really thought about it with the laser light show of Mr. Small Worldwide, this is dancing music, not fighting music. So I'm going to dance at the skunk-ape.
Dance at him.
If you could do the party boy, like challenge, like Jackass, like Pontius, like
Yeah. Pants off.
please tell me you like rip
I
off
love
your
Party
Hawaiian
Boys
shirt.
so goddamn much.
I don't rip it off, but I rip it open. where you can't tattoo scales, but I have written in Sharpie party animal.
Did you tattoo abs with the Sharpie on your scales?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a party check. We will see if you can convince the skunk-ape that party.
Am I trying to get under?
You're trying to get under this time.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I rolled a 5 under 8.
All right, so you lean into the it's a small worldwide, and you like laser beams are reflecting off of your sunglasses through like the cupped like mouse ears that you're wearing, and you are a spectacle to behold. Will make the skunk-ape. Let's see. How should I adjudicate this? I guess I'm going to do a skill roll to see if he stays thropped. And you rolled a what?
I rolled a 3 under.
All
A
right,
5.
so
Yeah.
you convinced the skunk-ape with the power of partying and with your magnificent abs to calm down. And to not strangle your compatriot to death. That being said, all of your animatronic presidents are getting very frothing at the mouth that they have been denied their bloodlust.
Ooh, I got just the thing for this.
Tell me more.
But go ahead. I was going to say, a kill denied is not the way that Satan plays it. So I would at this point say to my robotic / wax, which is much creepier, minions, go forth into Mouse World and bring me the blood of every Christian infant you can find. We could do a Satanism check to see if that succeeds if he wants.
Please do. I'm very curious.
Oh, that works a treat, actually. Yep. That's a 6. That's a lot of blood.
All right, so
we've captured the skunk-ape.
Their partisan issues aside, an hour later, your animatronic and wax presidents come back, collectively holding an uncomfortably heavy sack of blood. You're not even sure where they got this leather sack from it and how many people's blood it is, but it's full up to the brim. Like,
I have a
Taft is
strong
completely
idea.
splashed in blood.
I have a strong idea where they got the leather bag from, or at least what the leather is made out of.
I'm an equal mind. Is it very stretchy?
Yes, exactly.
All right, so the skunk-ape says, "Oh, you could eat those donuts."
For you.
So at this point, it's getting to be late evening, having danced with a skunk-ape and several presidents under the light of the full moon with a sack of virginal children Christian blood to sack.
I honestly feel like I did my job here very well tonight.
And the skunk-ape says, "Well, You want a blurry pic? Who wants to take a blurry selfie with Ralph and the skunk-ape?
Yeah, I want it on that. That's gonna go great with my constituents.
So you have pictures of that. So the skunk-ape says, "Well, there's not enough room at the windmill. So am I crashing at your place tonight?"
Well, yeah, there, friend. I mean, we already. Excuse me. Yeah, there, buddy. You can stay in our place. We got over there. Got plenty of beef jerky. You'll like that too. If you like the donuts and like the blood, I was on some of the donuts. I think you'll really like the beef jerky.
So are you taking the skunk-ape back to your timeshare?
Yes.
It seems like it.
Sounds like it, yeah.
It is a king size bed. I mean, one alligator, one scrawny senator, one probably also scrawny.
The alligator gets the bathtub.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Sorry, didn't mean to. Yeah, yeah. There's plenty of room in that bed. I'd say we call it a night. And maybe in the morning, I try to convince the skunk-ape to register for the Satan party and vote for me.
I was going to ask what party it was, but you beat me to it. So you march back through the hole in the bush that is owl-shaped, through the fence that is owl-shaped, and trace your way back to the timeshare. And as you are climbing the stairs up to the third floor to where your timeshare is, you're already hearing the sound of, again, Mr. Worldwide Pitbull. Full-on non-remix, just regular Pitbull, which is like the most offensive thing you could possibly hear. And the closer you get to your timeshare, the louder it's getting. Like there is a party in your timeshare that you're paying for.
I mean, real life me be pretty cool with that. In-game me, not sure. Probably would be cool with it. I mean, I'm still in my senator disguise, like, hat, glasses, no one can tell who I am.
So
we have a gator in the party named Party Gator.
The timeshare is full of people partying with like a boombox on the ground, probably involved with some type of substance, but they're all like shaking Dollar Tree generic glow sticks and hooting. There's someone in the corner with like a can of spray paint and a sock. Like there's a lot of stuff happening here. And you and all of your presidents and the skunk-ape are just staring into this madness.
I am
this
wading
class from the
into
book.
it.
I know this class from the book, and I love it.
I am wading into the party. No hesitation. I may even shout something like, the party has arrived.
Make me a party
Ladies.
check. Let's see if this is like a radio crescendo or like a record scratch.
Underneath?
Yes.
Yep, one under.
So, as you say, the party's here, like, everyone, like, shouts and is like, yeah! And you just wade into the party, and they, like, turn up the radio. You hear from above you, like, people stomping. From below you, there's the sound of brooms and, like, wormy shrieks from all around you. And, like, as everyone starts to really, like, froth and bump and grind.
Yes.
Real quickly, why don't you, Ronald, make me another parla satanistic procedure check to see if you can contain your animatronic presidents in the face of this chaos? Or if you're going to run amok.
That looks it's meeting is beaten, right?
Yeah.
Then I think we're good. I rolled an 8.
So you contain your presidents with the exception of Taft, who insists on taking his shirt off, which no one likes.
Well, before too much longer, I'm doing Jello shots off Taft, so it's all good.
I like the fact that as I
So much
say,
Jell-O.
Taft takes his shirt off, we like lost most of our viewers. And I feel
Their
like
boss.
yes, like
Their boss.
that is one of the few times I'm like, okay, I guess it's okay that we just lost almost everyone who's watching the stream.
Maybe that's a sign we've run on a little long. I don't know.
Oh, I thought Taft taking his shirt off was good.
I did too. I don't know.
I think it's
like I said,
fine.
don't watch the metrics.
Don't body shake.
No. I
former
meant that as a
president.
humorous point.
Yeah.
So we're playing this out because I still have you captive for another 10 to 15 minutes here. So as you wade it, I guess 4 of you plus 7 wade into the party, you hear again thumping from all of your walls telling you to be quiet, but it is party mode. So, who feels lucky and wants to roll me 2d6?
I haven't. There we go.
5.
As you in police uniforms, batons and shotguns that come up, and since there's no door, they can't knock on it, so they just pound on the door frame and shout on you in these porcine voices to cease and desist your operations of partying.
I wanted to say this today, but I didn't because I didn't want to be too negative. I'm going to say it now. I think bacon is fucking gross. However, Al does not think that.
Yeah.
And no one puts Al's party in a corner.
Yeah.
And so I've wanted to say for many a year. Have y'all seen those videos of a alligator or a crocodile hunting and just exploding from the side of a river to pull something in? That is what happens. I'm going to explode from the river of party, grab the nearest cow in my jaws, and pull him into the party.
All right.
I believe, and this is a stalk and hit, so I believe I should get surprise round on this.
All right, hold up here. I need to rebalance this. So we have, so there's 5 enemy tokens, so it's 10 enemy tokens. We're gonna 7 henchmen. Start round. All right, so we have you. All right, so we're gonna launch into combat. So you launch out, death rolling from the waters of the party, trying to grab one of the police. The first one that is within grasp is already frothing at the mouth for violence and has his nightstick. And as soon as you come in reach, ooh, if you don't get this, then it's gonna be bad. What'd you get?
I'm sorry. Am I adding my bite
2d6 plus bite?
Okay, then 15.
So it actually rolls a crit, which is one of the first times I think as a GM I've rolled crit ever, maybe, possibly. So he takes this nightstick and just punches it down on your snout. So that is, I finally got crit damage. 10 points of damage to the snoot as he just beats you to the ground, and it shatters your mouse ears.
Unacceptable.
Cab.
So next in initiative is end of the round, starting again. We have end of the round. With something's got to be wrong with this. I keep getting end of the rounds. All right. Next initiative is Crimson. So you, Senator.
Let me see. Let's see if I can do something big and bold here. Yeah, you know what? We're in combat, but regardless, I would like to use parliamentary procedure. Actually, no, that's a real bad stat. There's no goddamn way that I'm gonna get that. Yeah, I'm gonna use parliamentary procedure to claim that with my second passport, I am actually a Bahamian diplomat because as a member of the Satan Party, I also represent certain banks in that region. And under parliamentary procedure, these loser-ass pigs got to get out of here right now. That's what I'm going to try to do with my parliamentary procedure. Claim diplomatic immunity. Let's see. And that's a 6.
So that is under. So you convince them to cease and desist their actions, as one of them is just like beating Al like mercilessly, like way beyond like the Call of Duty, um even like fracturing one of his like lenses in his sunglasses, which
Uncalled
is
for.
totally uncalled for and destroying his look. And as you were saying that to call and desist, like you're like frothing up the crowd itself, and they're like someone is cranking up the dial on the music, so like Pitbull's getting that much louder and shaking the walls, and the crowd starts to go mad and just bum rushes the the police and begins to fling them over the balcony into the non-skimmed pool below. Which is
That's when you know
probably
it's a party.
exactly. So the party continues, and no one is able to put Tap's shirt on, and the skunk ape is like having the time of his life, eating
Hell
his
yeah.
donuts and conflict-free oranges. So what we can do is we could actually probably call that there as a good ending point, because we are at our 15-minute till mark, and we can transition into outro announcements.
Sounds good to me. One last Florida reference as we go. As we are zooming out on the action, I would just like to add that the song changes from Pitbull to the Skrillex remix of Birdie Nom Nom's Going Wild for the Night. If you've seen Harmony Korine's Spring Breakers, that's the song from the Spring Break scene in Florida.
Wild for the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great song. It
really is,
yeah.
actually. I know the exact song.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know the song you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was our little show.
None of us died.
None of us
I
died
feel like
that time.
that's something you should say when you're putting away puppets. Like, that was our little show.
That was our little show. Well, we are putting away our puppets.
Yeah.
Ralph, can you
This
take
isn't
off
even
your
a real
hat and mullet? Take off your mullet. There we go. See, we're putting away our mullets. So this is available on Exalted Funeral.
Mhm.
You can find the creator, Jeremy Childry, at Gordonac Games. You can also find this game at gordonac.itch.io. And Jeremy will be at Orlando Saturday with Free Stuff, and at QuestCon, in Orlando on Saturday with Free Stuff, and Galgoricon is coming in November, so you can
We're gonna
catch
help out with that. Yeah.
You can catch some fucking sorry, you threw me off.
Sorry.
You can catch some of his stuff there, and that is all very cool and exciting. We also, as I mentioned, Ian is doing way too many things with way too many people. I am one of those way too many people. But you know who else is? Wayne Robert. Now, you may remember old Wayne from Dungeon Plumbers, a game we played on this show.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great game,
Good.
and Wayne is doing more cool stuff. He is currently doing a Kickstarter for World Breaker Dark Tides of Zaratos, which involves two new RPGs, World Breaker and Dark Tides of Zaratos. They're OSE, and they look badass, so you can find those on Kickstarter. Ian is doing some writing and editing on those, so support that project, support us. That would be great. Some other stuff. Morca Beans has now closed its kickstarting time. Like I mentioned, we closed at 340%, which is incredible. However, if you are sad that you missed out, you can go to that link right there and pre-order, or you can just go to madnessheart.press and pre-order the Zine there. Finally, I had a book come out this Sunday. It's the third book of Zev in that series called Shade of Grey. It is available on Amazon in ebook and in paperback. However, they are not attached because Amazon is angry at me. You can also get this on madnessheart.press because it's an I Gotta Try It book. I will say that I've been told that of the three, this one is the strongest novel. So please, if you can, check that out. Other things. Oh, yes, other things. There we go. If you go to that link in the middle of the screen, the one that says One Moncast, you can find wonderful things such as links to all of our social media stuff. You can find a link to Charles's blog where you can get access to every single thing he's written, such as his 2 new books from Raventail, Arcanum, which is a duology. So you should check that out. You can also find out how you too can steal Ian's time and energy from him. Or you can find my website and see all the bullshit I'm doing. Or if you want to look at cool pictures of food and maybe some beers, you can find Charles Patchke's Instagram there as well. We also do some reviews on onemoncast.com every Monday for Morkborg Monday. And I think that's everything. This was a lot of fun to make fun of our fellow Americans. I'm in Texas, so I don't look, we have fun here.
I'm in Utah. I've got no room to...
Yeah, I don't have a fucking room to talk. I don't have a leg to stand on. Come on now.
We're all prisoners aboard this ship of fools together.
I mean, it could be worse. We could all live in Indiana.
Oh, I don't even want to imagine that.
It's the worst.
I also want to point out that even though it looks like Ian lives in his mom's basement with the brick wall behind him,
it's my own basement.
I was going to say he's in fact a grown ass man with a job.
It's a basement of my very own.
I
live in a basement of the mind. I'm up on the 3rd floor, but it's this dark in here 24/7. So
I live in Texas. We're not allowed to have basements, even though that's the only way to be safe from the tornadoes that constantly attack us. Friends, thank you so much for joining us on this consensual journey that we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baltusberger.
I've been Charles R. Bernard.
I've been Ian A.
I guess I was Ralph at some point.
Ralph and the skunk-ape and maybe Taft.
And on that note, remember, if you are ever in a situation and you see a man bring presidential doppelgangers of Ronald Reagan and Ford to life and they begin performing analingus, just walk away. Just walk away. Cheers to everyone.